Welcome back. I'm your host, Darnell Jackson. And in this crypto report, we're going to be talking about why China is kicking out Bitcoin miners. All right. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to the most awesome YouTube channel, Darnell Jackson Crypto. Okay, let's get into the agenda. What's happening right now is China's making news because they're kicking all of the Bitcoin miners out of the country. They're chasing them out of town like the bald heads Bob Marley sang about. So what I want to do in this report is give you a little bit of perspective, a little bit of history on what's been happening and what is happening now. So the first thing, let's go back to over a year ago and last year, and let's do a little bit of comparative analysis. So let's look at this report here by Mark with the hard to pronounce last name, and his report titled China's Bitcoin Supermines About to Power Up for Skyrocketing Cryptocurrency. Now, this was posted in July of 2019. We're in June of 2021. Just to give you some perspective on the way things were being reported regarding China and mining. Okay. Now, he's talking about the complexity of mining for cryptocurrency has hit a record level. Obviously, a big surge in price in 2019. He says that Bitcoin has tripled in price. Okay, we know that. And he's talking about Bitcoin mining appears to become even more difficult. Okay, and he's talking about a super mining center in China about to ramp up its computational capacity thanks to seasonal rainfall and the downward impact that will have on electrical power prices. So you can see where they're situating themselves to take advantage and get involved with Bitcoin mining. It is believed farms in Sichuan have capacity to double their current mining efforts and will indeed choose to power up given the recent new highs in Bitcoin prices. So you can kind of see their plans to take advantage of what's happening in Bitcoin. This is back in 2019. All right, so let's get a little bit more perspective. Okay, so now that's 2019. Let's see if we can jump up to this is actually going back a little bit. This is the spring of the same year, 2019. And this is a little bit different report. This is by Wired, and its headline is China says Bitcoin is wasteful. Now it wants to ban mining. So, okay, hold on a second. We saw in the July report of 2019 China talking about expanding. Now here's an earlier report from 2019 where they're speaking about banning the mining. Now this was back in 2019, and it says China is home to more cryptocurrency mining operations than any other country. And it says now the government wants to eliminate them. Now this shows how they were thinking in 2019. Okay. A lot of details. Basically, it says now the Chinese government has proposed to ban mining. This is talking about back in 2019. In April, China's Central State Planner, the National Development and Reform Commission, included cryptocurrency mining in a list of 450 wasteful and hazardous activities slated for elimination. Mining is the process of validating transactions on blockchain networks with cryptocurrency as a reward. It has grown notorious for generating e-waste and consuming incredible amounts of electricity. Okay, now they're openly speaking about the proposed ban, which was originally reported by the South China Morning Post. All right, so in 2019, they're talking about banning the mining, even though they were also talking about expanding. So it's kind of like a little bit of both. All right, here's a little bit more on the banning, and you can see from Google all of the reports about this topic. Here's the information about the percentage. It's reported here that China accounts for about 65% of the world's Bitcoin mining. So you can see this is a really big deal. So 65%, so that's more than half of the miners that support Bitcoin are actually in China. So you can also see other reports. So here's another report from Wired where China has triggered a Bitcoin mining exodus. This is from early June. And more reports from Time. China is cracking down on Bitcoin mining. Okay, so you can see what's happening here and what was planned to happen a few years ago. So now let's jump to 2021. And let's see how the headlines have changed a little bit here. So China went from promoting their expansion to talking about banning it. So now we're in 2021 and we're seeing they actually have chose to ban it. You can look at the headlines. China is kicking out more than half of the world's Bitcoin miners, and a whole lot of them could be headed to Texas. Make sure you check out my recent report where I talked about the Miami mayor and his plan to go nuclear on Bitcoin. This is the first video here. This is the mayor's plan to attract those same Chinese miners. Make sure you check out this video. Article here by Mackenzie Sigalos. Wait a minute. Sigalos. Pronounce it right, man. What are you doing? Make sure you check out this video where it gives you a little bit more information about the Miami plan to go nuclear. Okay? Now, continuing, what we're getting into is the point that this has been planned for some time. And now you're seeing the results of those promises from 2019 of the Chinese government. They actually came true. Now you're seeing orders from the actual government requiring the power to actually be cut from those same miners. So here's a report on the block. Sichuan orders state power grid to cut supply for 26 Bitcoin mining farms. And these are huge locations that support a tremendous amount of Bitcoin miners. Okay? And you're seeing this trend continue. So the point for this report is to have you understand what's happening and think about what the impact will be on the Bitcoin market. Here's more reports. Officials in Sichuan instruct Bitcoin miners to shut down operations. I want to look at the Twitter reaction. Let's jump over to Twitter and let's try that again. Okay, Miner Daily is talking about Bitcoin mining bans starting on June 25th. And they have some actual reports. And basically, in short, China is done with Bitcoin, is what they're reporting here. Let's see some of the reaction here. Here's a comment. Do we have actual data regarding the hash power coming out of China? Is it dropping as fast as one would expect? Miner Daily replies, no data. Hash has slowly been going down. Some miners have already moved overseas, and says it's hard to tell. He talks about if Alibaba cuts cloud services to mining companies, as Wu Blockchain says, even more hash will go. Also, some big pools use Alibaba infrastructure too. So this looks like there's more steps that could be taken to really further push the miners out of the country. So look out for reports with Alibaba and crypto mining, as it seems that they support them with their technology infrastructure. So here's some more tweets, and basically you can see a bunch of people opining about it. What I would like you to do is get involved in a discussion. What do you think this means for the market? My view on this is all of this news is bad, and I don't see in any way how this is going to help improve the demand for Bitcoin. I don't see how news of China banning Bitcoin, I don't see how that's going to attract your average investor to want to, oh, I'm interested in buying it now. People typically they're already hesitant to get involved with something new like cryptocurrency. And when you hear negative news, that is not going to make it more likely that people are going to take that risk. I think about the individuals that I know who are on the fence right now about crypto, and I can't imagine this news is making them more likely to go into their savings and dump a bunch of money in Bitcoin. Okay. Now that's the negative part of it. The positive, I believe, obviously, there is a huge opportunity for entrepreneurs and startup founders to take advantage, obviously, of this huge open chair that's been left by China kicking miners out of the game. So there's going to be an opportunity here. Those miners are getting relocated. You can see that the mayor in Miami wants them to come to Florida, and the good people in Texas wants them to come over there. So there are some negatives, there are some positives. I believe short term this is bad for price. I think the market will not respond to this positively. We're looking at Bitcoin price right now. Let's go to the 1 hour. This is 1 day. It's down about 7%. It's been pretty much down this whole week. This news came out later this week, and it's just been continuously down. Looks like it's trying to make a rebound here after hitting the bottom. I think prices will continue to go down short term. Long term, I believe things will recover, but the mining is such a critical function in Bitcoin that until it is settled, it's going to be difficult to get very bullish. It's just flat out going to be difficult. I would love to hear what you think about this topic. It's very important. Are you looking at getting involved? Would you consider becoming a miner as opposed to investing in crypto? Post your comments. Make sure you share and like this video. Until next time, peace.